Some of the most influential people in history shared a strange ability. Steve Jobs combined technology with design to create products people instantly understood. Elon Musk applies physics, software, and engineering to solve complex problems. They didn't succeed by mastering only one field. They succeeded because they could connect ideas from different fields. People like this have a name. They're called polymaths, but becoming a polymath doesn't mean learning everything. In fact, most people who try fail. Because the strange thing is, most of us are taught to learn in the exact opposite way. Real polymaths follow a very different approach, and once you understand it, the way you learn will never be the same again. 1. Start with depth. The first mistake people make is trying to learn too many things at once. A little coding, a little psychology, a little design. At first it feels productive, but eventually it becomes overwhelming. It's like trying to build 10 bridges across a river, but stopping halfway on each one. None of them reach the other side. Real polymaths start with one deep field. This becomes their anchor. Think of knowledge like a tree. If the roots are shallow, the tree can't grow far. But when the roots grow deep, the branches can expand in every direction. Someone who studies psychology deeply begins noticing patterns in behavior. Why people procrastinate, why habits form, why emotions influence decisions. And once those patterns become clear, you start seeing them everywhere. That's when polymath thinking begins. But depth alone isn't enough. 2. Expand intentionally. Once your foundation is strong, you begin exploring nearby fields, not random hobbies. Strategic knowledge. Imagine someone who understands psychology and then studies design. Now they see why social media apps feel addictive, why certain buttons make people click, why advertisements influence behavior. 2 disciplines, creating a new perspective. Or imagine an engineer who studies storytelling. Now they can explain complex ideas in ways people actually understand. This is where innovation happens, when ideas from one field solve problems in another. But there's something even more important than what you learn. It's how you learn it. 3. Stop consuming, start creating. Most learning today is passive. People watch videos, read books, and highlight notes. Then they move on. But polymaths do something different. They build things, projects, experiments, real-world applications. Imagine someone learning storytelling and video editing. Instead of just studying theory, they create a short film. During that process, they face real problems, test solutions, adjust ideas, and improve their work. That's when knowledge sticks, because the brain remembers experience, not just information. And this is where the hidden skill of polymaths begins to develop. 4. Train pattern recognition. The real power of a polymath isn't intelligence, it's pattern recognition. Polymaths constantly ask, where else does this idea appear? A feedback loop in biology might explain why businesses grow or fail. A rhythm pattern in music might help structure a productive workday. A storytelling principle might help a scientist explain complex research. Over time, your brain begins noticing these connections automatically. And once that happens, your creativity multiplies. Because innovation rarely comes from inventing something new. It comes from connecting ideas that were never meant to meet. The future will not belong only to people who master one subject perfectly. It will belong to people who can connect different worlds. People who move between disciplines, translate ideas, and solve problems others don't even see. That is the real advantage of a polymath. And the good news is, you don't need to be a genius. You only need curiosity, discipline, and the courage to explore beyond a single path. If you want a real advantage in the modern world, don't focus on learning more information. Focus on learning how to connect knowledge, because the people who connect ideas shape the future.